Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 34 of Friday Night WrestleCast. I am your host, Richard Bailey Jr., and tonight I'm joined by Mr. Adam Vale. How's it going, Adam?
Hey, what's up, people? What's up? A lot of wrestling. More wrestling. It's non-stop wrestling.
Absolutely. We're also joined by Miss Dana Abercrombie. How's it going, Dana? Uh-oh.
Sorry, I was muted. Hello, everyone. Hola.
We're also joined by Mr. Ricardo Negron. How's it going, Ricky?
Going pretty good. Watching wrestling is fun, and the only thing more fun than that is complaining about it.
I agree 100% with that statement. Yes. So, as everybody is already aware, Backlash will be taking place this Sunday at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. So we are going to talk about that tonight and share our predictions on what we think will happen at this event. So stay tuned for that. But first and foremost, as we do it at the start of every show, I'm going to have Dana deliver all of the important news stories from the week. So, Dana, the floor is yours.
What? All these movies?
Okay. All right. Good evening, everyone. First, we have a very interesting discovery is that Vince McMahon, who claimed the FXL and the WWE would remain separate entities during the Revived Football League's introductory news conference back last year, it's been revealed that the WWE is listed as a minority owner in the SEC filings, which means that he basically is going to fund it. Now, during the McMahon's Alpha Entertainment, which is now was what FXL is under, it means that they will now own the FXL. Remember, they're supposed to be separate. So it was also revealed that WWE, their team is starting to do promos for the new FXL, which again goes against what Vince McMahon was saying back last year. So very interesting discovery there. Don't believe anything Vince McMahon has to say. Hulk Hogan is getting closer to a return to WWE, as both two sides had recent talks that were positive. WWE reportedly wants to bring Hogan back the right way and to make sure that they are still sensitive to the audience that was offended with his racist comments made back in 2015.
Hey, link to that. Did you hear about the Boys and Girls Club where Hogan made an appearance and got all emotional?
I was getting to that.
Oh, all right.
Yay. Members of the Saudis royal family wanted Hogan to work the recent the greatest Royal Rumble event. And while that did not happen, it did trigger new talks between WWE and the Hulkster. Hogan's name was discussed in creative pitches during the Greater Royal Rumble event with the idea that he would return to the company as a surprise. The idea of Hogan appearing, however, was shut down, but WWE officials are keeping an eye, especially after Hogan's speech from the Boys and Girls America Club Alumni Hall of Fame introduction earlier this week in San Diego, as they wanted to see how the public react. Now, the public reacted very positively, which means that WWE is, starting to spark more interest in Hogan again. They did release a statement saying that WWE applauds the work of Hulk Hogan and what he is doing with the Boys and Girls Club of America to turn what was a negative into a positive by helping young people learn from his mistakes. While he has taken many steps in the right direction since we parted ways, Hogan is not currently under contract, which basically means we just have to wait and see. So he could still return. WWE has also started to trademark Starrcade. Remember after the return of Starrcade and War Games, the company is considering bringing back the Great American Bash, and they filed a trademark for it just last year. So that might be another NXT show. I have no complaints about that. In weird politics news, WWE champion Kane, whose real name is Glenn Jacobs, just won the GOP primary for mayor in Knox County, Tennessee. So
he won?
He won.
Yep.
He won by 17 votes
Whoa.
on Tuesday. Yeah.
Close.
He captured 14,633 votes. And so it seems like if everything is all correct, they're still recounting and make sure, because it's a very short margin, 17. So they have to do the recounts and make it very official. But it looked like he's going to face Democrat Linda Haney in the August general election. So good for him. Corey Graves reportedly had heat on him for remarks made during commentary at WWE's Great Royal Rumble event in Saudi Arabia. Graves seemed to have remorse seconds after he posted his comments onto Twitter, which indicated that he felt that the women have, made significant changes in the WWE, and that while, America has all their rights.
Talking about how we should appreciate this. It was just another reason why we should appreciate the freedoms that we have and the liberties that we have. Calling them backwards type of thing. Throwing a little dirt on them when it comes to that.
So because of those remarks, he's created heat, and people are saying that, this is not a good look for him, and that Corey Graves' ego is starting to get in the way, where he feels that he is irreplaceable. And people are saying, no, you can be replaced very easily.
Everybody's replaceable.
Everybody is. Chris Jericho, I'm pretty sure you know this already, Adam, has made his return to New Japan Pro Wrestling.
I'm surprised by that too, because didn't he say recently that he had a falling out, had no plans?
He said he had a huge falling out, that he wasn't returning. It was a great ride while it lasted, but he's done with the company.
Never believe a word he says, ever.
Right?
Yeah, basically. So good for him. He's back. He's calling it his home. He's very excited. The fans were excited. So yay. In a case of she said, Nia Jax has added another wrinkle to the story that caught pro wrestling world off guard when she decided to miss a bunch of Monday Night Raw dates back in 2017. Now, the rumor was that she was very unhappy with the direction of her character, and that her cousin, The Rock, told her to walk away. Just, drop everything and see what happens. She, however, says that she needed to recharge her batteries after a month of touring. She was very exhausted, and, it just took a lot of frustration, and her body started to break down. Mm-hmm. However, she now says that she had a huge injury while she was traveling, and that, she didn't want to make a big deal out of it, so she just slowly faded away so that she could take care of her injury that happened. So right now, it still seems like her story changes with every new interview. Who knows? Raw superstar Ember Moon's fiance have landed himself in very hot waters after he started wearing a very demeaning shirt. He posted it onto Twitter.
Who is
now? He is Ember Moon's fiance, Matthew Palmer. He released a green and yellow T-shirt with the caption, "King of the Black Women." It's a picture of himself, kind of like in the jungle, holding up this woman who's, black, wearing kind of like, George of the Jungle attire. So that did not sit well with anybody. And he went and said, beforehand, I play a racist, sexist character. I'm the bad guy.
He
and
does?
The T-shirt was, guess what he said? He said he plays a racist, sexist character.
Where does he do that, though? I don't know this man. You know him?
He's in the indie circuit.
Oh, okay.
It's the indies. It's not like,
I don't know. It's just the way, because the way he's saying it is like everyone's supposed to know. It's like, oh, okay, that's you. Yeah, I get it. We don't get it.
Well, it's also another way to get attention.
Oh, yeah.
So have a big, racist shirt, and then that you're dating this black woman. So, he ended up creating a lot of eyes looking on his account, and his response was like, so what? My bad. This is what I do. And he basically said that the shirt was available at Pro Wrestling Tees, and that he thanked his promoter for working with him. However, as things started to get more heated and more negativity started, knocking at his door, he randomly took to Twitter all of a sudden on the same day and said that I promoted a shirt that was intended to promote a racist character I play for a show. I agreed not to accept money for its sales, but after discussing it with tons of people on Twitter, basically just being yelled at, no one should make money from it. The promotion and I have asked for it to be removed, so the shirt is no longer available. But he seems to be very proud of his racist character.
That's nice.
Wonder how.
That's
Yeah. The NXT, oh my gosh, the Netflix show Glow, which is amazing and wonderful and won a bunch of awards for the first season. The second season will return on June 29th.
Can't wait.
Anyone who's interested, you guys really should watch it because it's amazing.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's gonna be fun.
I saw first season. It was excellent.
Yeah, you know,
see?
that one weirdo guy, for some reason I thought was Paige. The pale, ghost-looking, creepy one. I don't know why I thought it was Paige. I was like, "Oh, look, Paige got an acting job already." Like, I don't know. It's one of those things. Sort of like I feel like when I found out that was it here we were talking about? Yeah, I think it was here when we were talking about that it wasn't DMX that did the song for AJ.
Let's not get into that again. Oh my god!
I thought it was DMX.
Yeah, that was last week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sami Zayn went and informed people that, remember, he didn't go to the Great Royal Rumble because of his Syrian heritage.
Mm-hmm.
So he wasn't allowed to wrestle in Saudi Arabia. And that he wanted people to know that this has been in the works for quite a while, and that he knew for a while. And he was told that he told, you're not going to be on the show. And he just figured out, nobody really sat him down to explain the culture and the customs about everything. So he was kind of in the dark, but he just knew that he wasn't going to be on the show. They informed him for a while. And so he claimed that there really wasn't a big explanation and that there was a lot of miscommunication, but that he was going to stay home and, they did that whole fake injury thing. So he just wanted people to know that, they communicated, it's okay, don't be angry at WWE for what happened. And that's pretty much everything that happened this week. It's kind of slow news week, except for, Vince McMahon lying to the people.
Beep, 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 beep. Oh, that's bullshit. Because that is pure bullshit. We know it. And it's like, and the fact that they're going to keep doing it, it's all about the money. It brings back that old saying from the $1 Million Man, everyone has a price. And WWE in a whole are no different. They can promote all they want. I bet you if they said, hey, by the way, we'll give you an extra $10 million. Can you just act like bullies and just bully people in the crowd? Okay. Meanwhile, they have a whole anti-bullying campaign here in the States.
That's easy. That's easy for them to do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. They cut down on that. When they did the whole anti-bullying, they cut down on. Remember before they always had like their guys, interact with the crowd, threaten them, go like that, get in their face. Then they cut down on that because they didn't want to give their superstars that appearance. Yeah, I remember they made a whole big thing with Kevin Owens because Kevin Owens was big like that on the Indies. He'll slap a drink right out of your hand, and he'll say all kinds of stuff. And then he was getting in people's faces through NXT. And when he came up to the roster, like, nope, anti-bullying, we don't have that. We don't want the people to think that the superstars could actually get in their face and do that stuff. So.
Well, I'm going to remember what you said because I'm going to come back to that a little bit later when we get into some of these matchups for this Backlash. But yes, thank you very much, Dana, for the news recap. We could talk. We can have more if you guys want to say more about Greatest.
Oh wait! We have one more news that was linked to all that.
Oh, what's that?
That news that came out with for the Total Divas. Supposedly they did the whole rewrite because now they're not going to air all this shit because of the Cena and the Bella girl breaking up. They said they're not going to air it.
Oh, come on!
Oh, yeah. What happened? Yeah, what happened?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't know people cared. But okay, Total Divas is basically undergoing a reshoot to include Nikki Bella and John Cena's breakup. So
I don't know why.
Again, this is what people. It was very simple because this is not real. We already know. Please know that this is all a work. They are not together. This is all a work from the very beginning.
Yep.
Yeah. That's exactly why. Yeah. Let's see how bad the acting is when they did the breakup on live when they recorded everything.
Well, see, this reminds me of when Miz and Maurice did that whole "Oh, John." Remember that skit?
Yeah. How right they were. I mean, my goodness. And then I guess apparently Cena and Nikki would go months without seeing each other. What kind of relationship was that? Months.
I mean, but it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not real.
It's especially questionable if he is not wrestling as much anymore. So I don't know what's going on with that situation. But hey, I know Adam said he'll definitely be there for the premiere of Total
Can't
Divas.
wait. Got that DVR. I'm gonna bootleg it. You name it.
So Total Divas will be coming on Sunday, May 20th at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And
circle your calendars.
Circle your calendars. And the reshoots aren't just to remove focus from remember, there's supposed to be the huge wedding scene and like we're getting married and the whole cake thing. Instead, they're taking that out to put in their whole breakup.
Oh, interesting.
So they're basically refilming their breakup.
You know what? People like this. Look at The Bachelor. The Bachelor's still on, and that's all it is. It's just depressing shit. Seeing one guy turn down all these chicks and watching them cry.
Yeah.
It's just that is very true.
People like watching that though. I can't stand that shit. Like for what? Life is hard as it is. I mean, everybody's had some crazy shit happen. You don't need to watch somebody else go through that.
No.
I remember Joe Millionaire.
Oh man.
Yes. Oh, remember
and then that whole
Marry
thing
a Millionaire?
Yeah, remember was that the one where the guy was like, "What's going on?" And it was like all actors, and he didn't even know that he was on a show. Oh, he sued. He sued. I remember there was a big thing out of that.
That's true.
I remember that. And so, but yeah, you'll have that. The huge breakup. Paige is going to be on there, so she's going to talk about her situation with Del Rio and her injury.
What is she going on?
Total Divas.
Oh no,
she's like full-time Total Divas.
Oh well, it's. Oh man, I didn't even. That's on the E channel, right?
That is on E Network.
Yeah.
Right in between, Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Oh yeah,
and don't forget the Miz and Maurice has their own show too.
It's too many bullshit shows. Can't watch all that.
That's plenty of entertainment. That's plenty of entertainment.
I'm sticking with what wrestling offers, and that's I'll watch the wrestling. I don't need to see all the backstage drama and all the fake reality show stuff.
So you said that's Sunday night, correct, Dana?
That is Sunday, May 20th at 9 Eastern Standard.
Oh, okay, I was about to say I thought it was this Sunday because then that's a direct conflict with Backlash, but that's okay. That's good.
No, that's in May, so don't worry. You guys can watch it all. You have DVRs.
Yep. Yeah. We're definitely gonna watch it and talk about it because I sense that Adam wants to talk more about it. So
no, I just remember hearing that was some big news. The fact that they wanted to do that, just to go that low and say, "Oh wait, can we all film this? Can you guys just get real upset at each other and we do a lot of this filming?"
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I think that the news, because the news, was like global and ended up being on like People magazine and everywhere, that they took advantage of this. Like it's in Variety. So why not do that and, have people who stupidly think they're actually together, watch the show. That's more ratings. Because remember, I don't know if you knew this, but Total Divas was like on the very brink of being canceled because no one's watching. But because they broke up all of a sudden, everyone wants to know what's going on.
Yeah, that's true. That's good. That's good. That's good. Good marketing.
Very good.
Drama.
All right, so let's get into our predictions for WWE Backlash, which takes place this Sunday.
Sunday. See your men-on-men action and women-on-women action. None of this cross-match shit. Go to Lucha for that.
Oh, hey, but we'll see about that. Now, as of today, I believe earlier today they added a pre-show match to this particular card, but so far it's 9 matches on this particular Backlash card, which lets me know that there's some matches are definitely going to get cut short. So
why do they call it pre-show? That's just an automatic disrespect to anybody who's like wrestling during that slot.
That's a good. Hey, that's a good question. I have no idea. Well, okay, so let's go into the first match. The pre-show match that they announced today. It is going to be one of Ricky's favorite female wrestlers, Bayley, will be going one-on-one with Ruby Riott. So My prediction for this match is very simple. Bayley has not been the same ever since she came up from NXT. So Ruby Riott, there's a lot of attention on her right now. And I believe that she beat Sasha Banks this past week on Raw. So I say Ruby Riott is going to win this match. And even if there is interference by her Riott Squad members, but she's going to win. That's my pick. How about you, Dana?
Oh gosh, Bayley needs a win, but the thing is that no one cares about Bayley. So I'm going with you. I'm going with the Ruby Riott. There's going to be some type of interference. And what's funny is that nobody cares about Absolution or Ruby Riott either way. So it's
Absolution is over. That's what what's her name said last SmackDown.
You're thinking of the Riott Squad. They're
see, they're interchangeable.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Because there's the other two chicks. See, there you go.
Well, so interchangeable.
I don't know about the no one cares about Riott Squad thing, because Adam said that he's a huge fan of Sarah Logan. So even though no one knows what the hell she is saying when she talks.
What'd you call me?
Sarah Logan. Sarah Logan of Riott Squad. You know, you said that you're a fan of her, right? Of hers, right?
Didn't she retire? Who are you?
Never mind. Okay. Ricky, who was your pick for this match?
The winner of this match is anyone that decides not to watch it. Because
that is so disrespectful. Remember when we loved watching Bayley matches and it just filled out?
No.
I
was never a fan. I was never a fan.
Really? Even NXT?
Even NXT. I felt she was the weakest link out of all of them.
Wow. You just hate
when they left her back there, I felt like that was intentional. They were like, you're just not up to par. She had the gimmick, definitely. She definitely had the gimmick. She had all that. But the belly-to-belly bomb and, just her selling moves, just something about it didn't do it for me. And I was like, I don't think this will go over well on the main roster.
So you know what that means, Adam?
She's not the only one. It was Carmella also I felt wasn't ready.
Well, Carmella, I still don't think Carmella's ready, but apparently I am wrong because she's the champion. But let me just make a quick comment.
Vince.
Yeah, thank you. That's right. But like I was saying, Adam, you mentioned that you didn't think that she was good on NXT. So you know what that means, right? Next year when we go to WrestleMania, Bayley is not going to give you no hugs. That's a guarantee.
Won't be there at next WrestleMania. Oh.
Wow.
I don't think she's gonna be on that card. I'm sorry.
That's harsh.
All these minerals and you salty.
Yeah, no, and I'm telling you, and if she is, it's not gonna be under that gimmick.
Well,
that gimmick's not gonna last. That gimmick's not
gonna
last. So based on those comments, Adam, is it safe to say that you're picking Ruby Riott for this match?
I'm picking Ruby Riott for this match, and I don't know why, but I have a feeling that she needs. First, we all know she needs a gimmick change. There's no doubt about it. She needs something to refresh. She's gonna get the gimmick change. But one thing that she does have going for herself is that she's comfortable on the mic. So she needs to fill that void. Maybe if they could send her to SmackDown, fill the void of Paige's group. Remember, because that Absolution, that Paige said that's done. Right? There's no more.
Yeah.
I was like, what? What's gonna happen? Well, they should have somebody else fill in for that. And then make Bayley heel, and then have her fill in. It's like, you know what? I'll fill that spot. But,
well, I think either Bayley or Sasha Banks needs to go to SmackDown. So, because I'm tired of seeing this stupid storyline with them back and forth having tension, and then it never leads to a fight.
But that's what I'm saying. They tease it like that's something people want to see. I don't know anybody wants to see that. We saw that at NXT.
Yeah,
we saw a lot of that. I mean, why do we need to see it again? I don't get it. And I guess I do get it. They probably still don't think that many people, because if you look at the numbers for how many people watch Raw and SmackDown as opposed to how many subscribers they have on the network, yeah, there's a lot more. There's millions more that are not on the network, and they probably haven't seen the match. But still, it's like we've seen them actually compete against each other on numerous shows. So I don't see sort of like what we've been seeing with Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, that they have to wrestle every damn week. I don't get that. It's nonstop. It reminds me of when Randy Orton and John Cena were wrestling every week for a year.
I don't get that either. And I will say something about Finn Balor later on. But Ricky, go ahead. What was you going to say?
So I was going to say that with my joke aside, I think Ruby Riott is actually going to be the one to win the match because they're purposely making Bayley a loser here because they got to feed into her being disgruntled towards Sasha, and so that's part of this thing.
She has to snap. She has to snap, and I think, like you said, I think that's all leading up to her snapping.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that. I love a good snap.
Absolutely. We'll see. All right, let's move on to the next match. Another match that, I'm pretty sure something is going to happen in this match, although I can't really guarantee it. This was a match that was announced on Raw this past week. Braun Strowman teaming up with Bobby Lashley to take on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So we already know that Dana has documented on this show multiple times that she does not give a shit about Bobby Lashley.
I hate him so much.
They are doing nothing with Lashley for now, and I don't really know what they're going to be doing with him.
What's funny? What's funny with Lashley is that he's there, but then it's not so much of a big deal that he's there. He's just there, and it's so it puts him in that same field as like Shelton Benjamin. Like he showed up, there was no let's build a story, let's talk about what he's been doing and this and that, just like what they did with AJ. Remember AJ was like, oh, he was in Japan, he's kicking ass and that. They didn't do any of that stuff with Bobby. Hey, Bobby's been champion here and there. Bobby's been wrestling in MMA and has a 15-2 record. Come on now. No, none of that. It's just like, oh, look who came back. Okay, and he has a match. Next.
Yeah, you just have Michael Cole kind of mention in passing some of Bobby Lashley's accomplishments. It's the reason why I'm confused by this because it sort of contradicts on how they're using him because they are putting him in main event matches. He's on these main event matches. He was on for Raw, and they're pointing him out. And like we said, he's going to be on Backlash, but they're not putting anything behind him to build it up. Just like when Brock came back, they had Paul Heyman just hyping up. They need something like that. They need to do something. If you're going to put him in all these matches, because still he was gone for a long time. I'm sure there's a large majority of people that have no clue who he is and were clearly on their phones like Bobby Lashley, WWE back in the day, trying to see what was he doing. What is he known for? Yeah, he has his crazy physique, but besides that, like what? And then when they
not even crazy anymore.
What do you mean? The guy
like his muscles just. No, he remember the Michelin Man with the tires and the thing, and you know how like each roll, like when I look at Bobby, like all his muscles look like the Michelin Man's rolls. So he's just there. He just exists, and that's just it. He runs, and he throws people out of rings, and that's literally just it. He's a rippling man. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't speak.
He does a lot, and they just haven't. That's what I'm saying. He's done a lot. They just don't put him in those spots.
In the WWE. He
right now,
not do anything.
Right now, but then he can't do it. We know he can do it.
This is why I was saying before that they weren't going to debut him at WrestleMania because they don't see him as a big enough deal. They had him debut on Raw during an Elias Sampson segment, and now they just have him tag up with Braun Strowman as the second banana. Have him, they have him doing these minor matches. It's just like this is the guy that people were excited to see possibly face Brock Lesnar, and it sounds like that's not anywhere near close to happening now.
Well, that's because Brock Lesnar's on vacation, right, until SummerSlam. So that's the next time you'll see him when he defends the Universal title.
Against who?
Who? Against Air.
So I'll tell you what, Dana. How about you let us know first? Who do you pick to win this match?
First of all, Wrestling Fan 101 says Bobby Lashley's finisher is the stalling suplex. So yay you. See, because he doesn't do anything. Freaking heck, I can't stand this man. I'm sorry. My level of I don't care goes back decades. Okay, so Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn should win, but I'm kind of bored of them two always winning. So I want to see Braun just basically, beat everybody. And Bobby just, runs to the ring and tosses people to Braun. That's it. He's like a supporting character that people forget. He's like the actor in every movie that, you always see, but you still don't know the name to. That's him.
Damn.
I agree. And let me add that I'll go next. Yeah, I think, obviously Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley are going to more than likely win the match because, Braun Strowman is the guy that a lot of people want to see be the guy, even though Vince does not want to make him the guy. So he'll probably win. However, I will say this. I feel like one of these guys is going to turn heel at some point in time because Bobby Lashley said when he came in to fight the big guys, the matches you want to see. I would think that Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley might be more interesting than having them as a tag team.
But how is it the match that I want to see when I don't even want to see him?
Well, not everybody wants to see that match. I'm just saying that matchup makes more sense because you already know these guys, they're going to just decimate Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. It will be a no contest.
And see, even that right there could be an opportunity to build Bobby Lashley, but they won't even do that. If you just have Bobby Lashley sit around and is the main one that throws, that really gets in there and starts wrestling, and the commentators are like, oh my gosh, Bobby Lashley, look what he's doing. But they won't even build that. So it's like they have no respect for him.
Yeah.
I don't understand the purpose of him even being here.
So I guess he's there so people will not stop asking, where's Brock at? Where is he defending the belt? When is he defending the belt? No, we're going to put your attention towards someone else for a little while Brock is on vacation, not giving a damn about the Universal title.
Hey, he didn't ask for the belt. They're giving it to him. So
yeah,
he just shows up. He could care less if he has it or not. He's still getting a paycheck.
That's right. Exactly. So Adam, who is your pick for this match? I mean, I know that you're a Bobby Lashley fan, so I think I already know what your pick is.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Bobby Lashley.
Okay.
I have to believe that they brought him in for a reason, and it's not just to fill a spot. He's putting him in these big matches for a reason, and out of everybody, he's the one that really needs to push. Think about it; it just makes sense.
They need to push him into another organization.
The hate! Holy moly.
I don't have hate. I literally don't have hate.
Then you should just say something nice, like, you know what? I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's.
You know what? You're very right. I am very happy that we have a man who is able to eat and pay his bills at the same time. Congratulations, do you, boo?
There you go. See, it's not that hard.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with Bobby Lashley moving forward. How about you, Ricky? Who was your pick for this match?
Strowman and Lashley, and that's really all I gotta say about that.
Well, there you go. So, as Dana says, she doesn't care about Bobby Lashley, and I don't care about this match. So let's move on to the next match. Now this is a match that has been building over the last couple of weeks. We have Daniel Bryan taking on Big Cass.
Oh shit!
Yes. So.
How is this allowed?
Well, let's clarify something right now. Obviously, the Daniel Bryan fans.
They need to bring back that voting system for matches. Remember when they had that? It was like, oh, get on the app and vote. It was like, so we could vote this shit down to the pre-show.
Well, was it roulette or something it was called?
You remember that? Yeah, it was.
Remember Cyber Monday or Cyber Sunday?
There you go. It was Cyber Sunday.
Hold on a second, Adam. So you're telling me that you haven't been enjoying the storyline that they have been telling?
Not even no, it might not even happen because Daniel Bryan, doesn't he still have the cootie rash on his chest? Holy shit, he caught that fungus.
Oh no, so, well, I haven't heard.
No, they said that he's okay. They updated him. They said he's healthy. It's good. Okay. He's gonna wrestle. He's straight. Nobody has meningitis or syphilis or whatever type of fungus.
That was horrible, but that's all right. But that's the thing. I don't see it. Especially, I think it's horrible to have him paired up with Big Cass. But here it is, two guys. If we were going to put Dan Bryan in as coming back. So usually they don't do that. You give them new runs separate. But the fact that they're going against each other, somebody has to go over and someone has to go under. What are you going to have? Big Cass most likely go under.
Well, I think
squashing him.
I think Big Cass wins. You know, I think Daniel Bryan wins by disqualification because Big Cass does something in the match to get his.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. This isn't helping Big Cass at all. What is putting him in front of the public? Yeah, and they're seeing him as a big oaf test type who's just going to lose all the time. So there's no point. There's no point. He should be going against other people. Have him go against guys that they I don't know what's that group? I don't even. They moved them already, but no, the Miztourage. No, they didn't go there. What's the other group? The Fandango guy and stuff. Have them do that.
Yeah, they moved them also. They're on Raw.
So then there's nobody to help him enhance. The performance enhancements. Come on now.
See, so here's a question. Since you brought that up, let's say that they have Big Cass just beat Daniel Bryan. Do you think he loses anything if he loses the match? Like from the fans' perspective, are they going to look at him differently? Oh, Daniel Bryan lost.
If he gets, it depends. It all depends on how he loses. If he loses because the guy cheated, no. But if he gets squashed, then they were like, all right, well, we're going back to the old Daniel Bryan where he's having trouble with the big guys and they're just kicking his ass.
Well, I
gets him because of the underdog, and I don't believe in underdogs. So,
well, I'm not sure about that. I have something to say, but Ricky, go ahead. I think you were about to say something.
Never forget that Bray Wyatt killed Daniel Bryan.
Yep, that's what I'm
millions of people at Royal Rumble 2014, and still went on a few months later to become the champion. I think the thing is that with a guy like Bryan, he's already super over, and whether he wins or loses, the fans are still going to love him, so he can afford to absorb the loss. Big Cass cannot because he's still one of Vince's pet projects. So that's why, and I'm sorry to cut in there, that's why I think that Big Cass will win this. Because otherwise, if Bryan beats Cass, that's the end of that. But if Cass wins, people are still going to want to see Bryan, even the odds or something. I mean, personally, I don't, because I don't like this feud at all. I want it to end. I just don't give a shit about Big Cass, quite honestly. I'm trying to, but I can't. But I think this has been built so that Cass will win, and I don't know if they'll probably continue something, after that.
All that hate just dripping.
Oh, look who's talking! Look who's talking!
The Queen of Hate.
The Queen of Haterade over here. Jeez.
So Ricky, who was your pick? You said Big Cass, right?
Big Cass.
Okay. Adam, you also said Big Cass.
Yeah.
Okay, Dana, let's hear your explanation now of the hate and so on and so forth.
See, y'all gonna kill me because listen, Big Cass is improving. He's improving to the point where I like listening to him on the mic.
Yeah.
So you know what? It's baby steps, and whatever type of training and counseling he went through, it's helping because I want to listen to him, speak. His wrestling has improved. I don't exactly understand this matchup. I don't understand their pairing. I don't understand the storyline in general, but I like him and I like watching him. I want Big Cass to win because one, he needs it. And two, Daniel Bryan, because it's Vince McMahon, he's always going to have that underdog storyline. It will never change. He's the little tiny scrappy goat going off against, the big bad wolves of the company. So he has to lose. So I see Big Cass, and plus it's his first match back. Like his a major match for him. So yeah, he's going to win. And I'm okay with that. I like that.
Yeah, and Bryan already won at WrestleMania, so it's like, okay.
He had his WrestleMania moment, and he was able to cry, and he got his neck back. So let Big Cass win.
Yeah.
Damn, now that's a lot of hate dripping right there.
No. Those were some excellent points made because I just want to add before we move on to the next match. I also have been enjoying Cass on the mic. Because I just laugh, like when he cut the promo about the whole storyline about, they announced that the same time I come back, Daniel Bryan comes back and steals the spotlight. Now, maybe we can debate and say the storyline isn't all that great, but I thought the delivery was fantastic. I enjoyed that. That was entertaining. The only complaint that I have is, to go back to what Adam mentioned earlier about the bullying, I did not like that Big Cass segment this past week where you had him take out the midget, the little guy dressed up as Daniel Bryan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You have to say other person.
Oh yeah. So okay, the other person, the little person.
There you go. No, not little. The other person.
Okay. The other person. There you go. Yeah. So yeah, he took that out. That kind of was like, that was a little unfair advantage, you know. So I say, yeah, they still behind, you know, be doing some questionable stuff with the bullying stuff. So that's all I was gonna say. But yeah, big Cass. I think we all can agree, Big Cass, that's probably our pick. He should win this match, even though, you know, Daniel Bryan, he's gonna have way other moments coming up, so we can look forward to that. So let's now move on to the next match, which I'll just go ahead and say right now, if this match is the main event, I will be heavily pissed, because there's no way in hell that it should be the main event. We have Ricky's favorite wrestler of 2018, Roman Reigns, taking on Samoa Joe. Now I want now to start off this segment, I want to go to you, Ricky, because you said something very interesting to me based on what happened on SmackDown. So go ahead and tell me why you think who you think is going to win this match, and why you think there was a potential spoiler said on SmackDown this past week.
So this is a promo that Joe cut this past SmackDown that really could have waited until next week, where he is calling his shot for the WWE champion, whether it's AJ Styles or Shinsuke Nakamura, that he's going to come after whoever the champion is. Now, we know that heels don't face each other in championship matches for the most part on, you know, pay-per-views or whatever it might be. So the thing is that that probably gives away the AJ Nakamura match, which we'll get into in a little bit. But more importantly for Joe, if he's going to call his shot, then he needs to have a big win to justify that. So with that in mind, you know, I'm thinking that Joe actually wins this over Roman Reigns. And I mean, when the match was first announced, I thought, okay, well, this is just a way for Roman Reigns to get his shine back after being, you know, embarrassed by Brock Lesnar on back-to-back occasions. But the fact that Joe is now going to be #1 contender, I think that it would be a disservice to Joe to have him drop this match. So I'm going to say Joe wins it.
Okay. That's a very good explanation. I'm going to go next. I very much like everything that you said, because it makes sense. However, I don't really think that this win will really matter, since Roman Reigns is on Monday Night Raw and Joe is on SmackDown. So I figure, since Roman Reigns is playing this whole storyline, oh, well, I really am the Universal Champion, even though I was not given the belt at Greatest Royal Rumble, I could see them having him win this match, you know, so that he can go back to Raw, and then it'll be a constant question in everybody's mind. So is Reigns going to get another title shot, which I think is going to obviously happen. And I don't want to see him and Brock again, but again, I just feel like it's going to happen, because I don't think they have enough faith in Strowman or anyone else to go after that belt for the time being. But, you know, I would love to be proven wrong. But in regards to this match, I think, you know, I don't know if you want to have Reigns losing too many times. And Samoa Joe still will get his title shot, even if he loses this match. But I will say this: I want Joe to win, but we will see. And I think that, for me anyway, this match, what will be important for this match is determining who wins. That will tell me how Vince views Roman Reigns right now. Because if he does have Reigns lose, then to me that will solidify, okay, Reigns shouldn't be getting no more shots at the Universal title anytime soon. But for some reason, I think Reigns is going to win. So we'll see. We'll see. But Dana, who is your pick for this match?
I'm going to be honest. I do not know. I want Samoa Joe to win, obviously, because he's amazing in everything that he does. He's great on the mic. He's an amazing wrestler. And people don't seem to understand that. So, of course, I want him to win. But then again, I have no faith in the WWE at times. And we all know how they like to, put everything behind Roman Reigns. So he just might end up winning after all. Roman Reigns. So I honestly don't know, but I will enjoy whatever beatdown Roman does get from Samoa.
Oh, yeah.
Let there be blood.
I agree. Okay, Adam, who was your pick?
Shit. Samoa Joe. I'm going to go with the whole Bailey theory and think that they're just going to have Roman lose a bunch of fucking matches. And be like, you know what? Then he has to work his way back up, and then that'll lead to a victory later down the road against the one they call Brock.
I like that theory, although what I would prefer to happen is for them to have him continue to lose matches and then have someone else get a Universal title match, win the title, and now you have Reigns coming after this person because he's like, wait a second, I'm supposed to be the champion. But we already know Reigns not turning heel, so let's forget that I even said that.
Or Roman could keep losing, become frustrated, and leave the company. Yay!
Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. What's that? M Vokes? Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. Never gonna get it. No, that should never happen. This is his meal ticket. He doesn't give a shit as long as he's getting paid and selling T-shirts. And right now he's doing both. So
that's true. Well, we'll see. Okay, let's move on to the next matchup. We have Carmella defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair. My pick for this match, because I know WWE and the way that they operate, I see Carmella retaining, because you're not going to have her wait all this time to cash in the Money in the Bank for the title reign to be just too short. And it will probably be one of those little clusterfuck finishes where something ridiculous happens at the end, or hey, maybe even the Iconics will get involved in the match and make sure that Charlotte loses. But I say Carmella is going to retain, even though I do not like her finishing move, and I am not convinced that she should be champion. How about you, Dana?
First of all, I can't stand the Iconics. They're like the poor man's of the Bella Twins, and that's not saying much because they was the poor man's of existence. So I see the Iconics doing the DQ thing and Carmella retaining. I like Carmella. I don't know why. She can't wrestle. She's not good on the mic, and she bores me.
She does the moonwalk, and that gets you over.
That is true. But at the same time, she just seems to be like a really great troll. And WWE is really great at trolling people. So I kind of want her to win. And honestly, it's really weird. I forgot that Charlotte Flair existed for like a whole second. So, yeah, I see Carmella winning.
Loves doing the moonsault off the top.
Oh, right. That is true. But, yeah, Carmella is going to win this by DQ and, troll the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds good to me. So, how about you, Ricky? Who was your pick for this match?
I mean, I see Carmella retaining, and it'll probably be the Iconics helping to make that happen. I think. Granted, if Carmella were to drop the belt, it wouldn't be the first time that a recent Money in the Bank winner catches in successfully and then drops it right after. But I think that they're actually trying to build Carmella up as a bigger name, at least on the SmackDown brand. And, everyone knows what Charlotte can do. And so this is going to be one of those things where if Carmella retains through dirty means, there's no way in hell that Carmella will retain clean. That's for sure. But she'll retain it somehow. As for the Iconics, they're growing on me. Actually, I think they do the Bella Twins better than the Bella Twins. As far as at least the whole Valley Girl with attitude type of thing, that act is kind of growing on me there, and I think maybe the accent helps too. But they do a very good job, especially like with the expressions and everything like that. I think they're doing an excellent job as heels, and I'm interested to see how far they go with the Iconics. But I'm going to say Carmella retains her women's championship.
Sounds good.
Carmella.
Oh, Adam, you got Carmella too?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. No. I don't know. It's tricky with this whole thing because it's like, why did they give her the belt to begin with? Yeah, she cashed in finally, whatever, but it did nothing really. It didn't do anything for her, I think. And the people that are watching her don't really care. Like the fans, if she has any fans. That's the thing. I don't know if she's over that way. Do people care about her? Like
I don't think so. I think it's like a weird thing with WWE where they seem to be pushing everybody that was around Enzo.
Well, I think as far as whether she's over, it's that it's weird because she wasn't really over when she won the briefcase. She definitely wasn't over when she had the briefcase for months and people forgot that she even had it. And I'm not sure if she's over now as a champion, but I think they're going to at least give it a little bit to see whether it gains any traction. Yeah. And if it's clear that fans still don't care, then they might have her drop it. But here's the thing. Jinder Mahal was champion, and people thought it was interesting, myself included, thought that was kind of interesting at first, but then it dragged on for way too long, and I don't think anyone really cared, and yet they continued to go on and on and on with it. So it's really Vince is hard to predict at times when it comes to these things because he can be very stubborn. So we'll see. But I mean, I could see this more be a thing with Carmella, that if she's not building up enough interest, then they'll just have her drop it. But we'll see.
Sounds good. Okay. All right. So from one women's championship match to another, now let's discuss Nia Jax defending her Raw Women's Championship against Alexa Bliss. I will say this. I have enjoyed Alexa Bliss's little segments on Raw as of late, like the public service announcement stuff. Yeah, it's pretty entertaining. But in regards to who's going to win this match, I mean, I feel like, they just gave the belt to Nia Jax. Obviously, the goal is for her to continue to hold that title and, to find a suitable opponent for her. There's a lot of other women that are now on Raw she can face. So I think Nia Jax definitely will retain. Although, I'm curious to see if they decide to give it back to Alexa. But
it's too soon.
Yeah, it is too soon, and she had a long reign anyway on Raw, so I feel like this is Nia's time to continue to shine. So yeah, that's my pick. How about you, Dana?
It's Nia's time to continue to shine. Is it because she's fine, like wine? I like their little weird storyline. It's getting a little tiresome. So I hope it ends when, Nia retains. That's what I see. Nia retaining, and we get more than, her just chasing her around the arena. So I want her to retain and to face someone who actually is deserving. I mean, not saying that she isn't like Alexa isn't deserving, but just face someone new. I'm tired of this.
I agree. Yeah. And I am an Alexa Bliss fan. I say that for Gary because he'll be listening to this later. He'll be thinking I'm talking bad about Alexa Bliss. I ain't saying nothing bad about Alexa Bliss, but no, she had that belt for a while, so give someone else time to shine.
I love me some Alexa too. She's a lovely person, and she's the same height as me. So yay, Team Shorty.
All right. So Adam, who is your pick?
Nia. It's too soon for her to drop it. And if she does, then where does she go from here?
Yeah.
If we think long term, she needs this. She needs this more than Bliss does.
Agreed. So. Yeah. All right, Ricky, how about you? Who's your pick?
Oh, I think Nia is retaining as well. the only concern I have with looking at the Raw Women's roster is after she's done with Alexa, who's next? Because most of them seem to be babyface, except Mickie James and the Riot Squad, and who cares about that? It's like all the most interesting women on the Raw roster, apart from Alexa, are babyfaces.
Mm-hmm.
And so the only way to make it really interesting as far as another program for Nia Jax is if one of these babyfaces turns heel. But whether it's Sasha or Bayley, I figure be one of them. But who knows? That's down the line. For now, Nia retains.
Yeah, she has to. It suits her for now. And then let's just get the boob job. Like, doesn't she need more time before she can start doing full matches? Like, I think this is going to be more of a squash match. Like, I don't know.
You can't go pop the boobs, so yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We've seen that happen too. Remember? What's her name? Sable.
Was it Nia's got to do the what's that move that that Awesome Kong did? The implant buster.
Yeah, implant buster.
Yeah.
Oh no! Don't do that. That'd be painful. All right, so we'll see about that. Next up, now this match, obviously, I do think something interesting is going to happen in this match. If I had to make a prediction, we'll see. But we have Jeff Hardy defending the United States Championship against Randy Orton. Now, obviously, what I find interesting about this match is this is a match that you would have seen a long time ago. And you more than likely, because we did see it a long time ago. But, I guess now it's a little bit more interesting because both guys are a lot older and, Jeff Hardy is the United States champion. So here's what I'm going to say in regards to who wins the match.
You don't care?
I don't care. I think it can go any way. However, I will say this. I have a theory in which I do think that we may see somebody interfere in this match, and I think that might be Andrade, if I had to make a guess. Because I noticed that when he cut the promo this past week on SmackDown, that when people was asking, when is this guy going to debut, they said they want to make an impact when they debut. So what better way to make an impact than to interfere in somebody's match at Backlash? Unless, of course, they wait to another SmackDown to do so. So that's possible. But in regards to who wins the match, I don't really care who wins it. I think Jeff can keep the belt because, again, Jeff just got that title. Orton has already had the title. But Vince is a huge Orton fan, so I can see him giving the belt back to Orton either way. But
Jeff sells T-shirts. He sells merch. You know what I mean? It's like people like Jeff. That's the whole reason why they were like, hey, can you just do what you did 10 years ago and just keep doing that? Thanks. That's it. Think about it. It's like everybody else gets freshened up and stuff. Even Randy Orton's gotten a few touch-ups to where nothing for Jeff. Hell, he's still coming out to the same old song. It's like the same outfit. Hey, you got those sneakers. Come on. It's sad, but it's just. I feel like it's just a nostalgia trip right now.
Yeah, that makes sense. So in other words, you're saying that your pick is Jeff Hardy then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, Dana, who is your pick? Oh yeah, you're muted.
I did a whole monologue and everything. I hate this.
You were muted.
See, technology I was muted. Yeah, Willow and the Wisp, Team Extreme. They win. He wins.
Yeah, absolutely. How about you, Ricky?
Yeah, I'm going to echo what you guys said. I'm going to say Jeff Hardy. I was kind of thinking about whether they were just going to have Orton regain the belt, but that'd be way too much hot potato with the United States Championship this year, because he already had Bobby Roode win it, and then he dropped it to Orton, who then dropped it to Jinder, who then dropped it to Jeff Hardy. I mean, you'd have 5 different title reigns in 5 months. It's kind of ridiculous. So I think they're going to give Jeff Hardy a little bit of a run here. So I'm going to say he retains, and that'll probably be Cien Almas interfering and him getting the attention of Randy Orton.
Well, you know what?
Is true.
You know what?
Good.
You know what? Just because you said that just you brought up a good point there, because I recall in the Royal Rumble, Orton eliminated him, and I recall that he did that move off the rope, and that was when Orton did the RKO and then threw him out afterwards. So yeah, that is a possibility.
That's a good observation. I forgot about that. Yeah. There you go.
That'll be interesting. So we'll see if they go in that direction. But yeah, Jeff Hardy. We all said Jeff Hardy, so we'll see what happens. Okay, let's move on now to the next match. And I find it a little weird that this match is actually happening, because they just had Greatest Royal Rumble. Obviously, I know it's obviously Raw and SmackDown on the same show now, so maybe it's not a surprise. But we have Seth Rollins defending the Intercontinental Championship against The Miz. So Seth Rollins, this guy is over big time now. I know the promo he cut on Raw Monday night, it was a great promo. I thought it was interesting how he mentioned, again, Brock Lesnar. This is, I'm a fighting champion, unlike Brock Lesnar, who is never here, which makes me think that in the future, perhaps he may be the one that goes against Brock again. But, we'll see. But for now, since the Intercontinental title is the only singles title on Raw and Seth Rollins is over, obviously, I think Seth Rollins wins this match without a doubt. The reason why I said I find it a little confusing. This match is on the card because it's not like the United States title match is against somebody that's on Raw. So whoever wins that match, they're still going to be on SmackDown. But because the Intercontinental title is on Raw, yeah, Seth Rollins is going to retain. So Rollins is my pick. How about you, Ricky?
Yeah, I'm going to say the same thing. I think that the fact that Miz is on SmackDown pretty much gives away that Rollins is going to retain. And I don't even know what the point is of having this. Like this is Exhibit A of why this branch split thing doesn't work.
It felt like it makes it seem as if they had no clue what they were doing, because we have these mixed matches, this and the Joe and Roman. It's like, they're on different shows now. What is it? What's going on here? Who came up with this? Whoever didn't talk to the other writer who said, "Oh, did I tell you I gave the belts to these guys?" What the hell? You just ruined my it's like none of this makes sense.
Well, hey,
no cohesion.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, well, hey, if you want to blame somebody, blame Saudi Arabia in the Greatest Royal Rumble, because they had that event last weekend. So,
not canon. Not canon.
Doesn't count.
I know.
Then they shouldn't keep talking about it.
Yeah.
Money.
Then
That's
it wouldn't
why.
be canon. When you keep talking about it and talking about Fallout Summit, you're making a canon.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not canon, but canon.
Oh, boy, you're making excuses for them. Holy shit, we got a spy.
Oh,
But like when you had was it Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe, it's almost as if like they planned that match to happen prior to WrestleMania.
Yep.
And then it's like, oh wait, we're gonna send Joe to SmackDown. What do you mean you're sending him to SmackDown? This match doesn't work then because they're on different brands. But I don't know. It's silly, but yeah, Seth Rollins is going to retain. I think that I'm actually starting to, and maybe this is because the belt's on the right guy for this kind of thing, but with Seth Rollins being Intercontinental Champion, it's finally starting to look like the workhorse belt that it was back in the day when it was Mr. Perfect and Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels, those type of guys. So Seth Rollins fits that mold, and the only thing I can think that's kind of a shame is that he was already the WWE champion, so the Intercontinental Championship seems like a step down, you know, by comparison. Whereas if they had started out his singles run as Intercontinental Champion and worked his way up to WWE Champion, it would make a lot more sense. You know, that's what it was for back in the day. That you show yourself as, like, you know, champion light by being the Intercontinental Champion, and if you show that people really like you, we're gonna move you up.
Yeah,
to the,
then it
the
shows
World
that it's
Championship.
worth pushing you, because it was like, all right, well, fans are accepting of this, so we can go a step further.
So it's almost as if Seth Rollins' WWE title push was well ahead of schedule, because what we're getting from him now is, you know, he's organically over as a babyface, and he's putting on great matches. And I think part of it is that he's now, I think, probably like a good amount of time recovered from his injury. So he's starting to look like the Seth Rollins of old, you know, prior to the injury. I think that his first year back, he looked kind of sluggish. So I think that it's good that Rollins retains, that he has some good matches. I do want Finn Balor to get the belt eventually, but who the hell knows if that ever happens. But that's another discussion for another time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Seth retains.
Yeah. I have something to say about Finn Balor as well. I will save that for later on after this. But that's a very good explanation. So Dana, who do you have winning this match?
We have Balor and.
Oh no.
No.
You got Seth Rollins and The Miz.
Oh, see, everybody. Why is Balor not involved? Didn't he just do a whole thing on? I'm so confused by this.
I didn't see any more of those.
The Miz and Seth Rollins. I see Seth. He has a lot of push on him, and that whole thing. Remember when they went to Canada? Was Canada? I think it was Canada. Yeah, it was Canada. When they did the whole show, it was Montreal. They did the whole thing. It was like Seth basically took over. The crowd was like, "We want Seth." Yeah. I see him winning.
Absolutely.
I do. Yeah, absolutely. Darn right.
I agree. And Adam, you also said Seth, right?
Yeah, I gotta see Seth. I mean, yeah, no, I'm not. I've never really liked The Miz, so it doesn't matter if he was going against Ellsworth. If they brought him back, I would still say Ellsworth. I'm just not into The Miz. That gimmick
Ellsworth is a very upstanding man.
I feel like that whole Miz thing could be taken off and that gimmick can be given to Dolph Ziggler, and he could do a better job with it.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah. Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph can definitely do that. He can do that better than what The Miz is doing. So.
Oh, so maybe Dolph Ziggler will be the next person in line for an Intercontinental title match.
Because he's doing that whole thing with Drew McIntyre. They're going down that road of like of the what's that thing called
the tag team.
No, not the tag team. Oh, of the Diesel Shawn Michaels. It's that whole thing.
Well, you know how that story ends.
Yeah, we know how it ends, but it took a while to get there. So I'm feeling that's the long game here.
Yeah, and the difference is that when it does end, that it definitely will be a different outcome with Drew McIntyre destroying everything that is left of Dolph Ziggler. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, one thing I was going to add though very quickly before we move on to the final match in what should be the main event is I believe Dana asked why Finn Balor isn't in the match. Well, it's because he had to do laundry that day, and if you looked at the statements he said on social media, you would understand that joke. So that's why he's not there.
I understood that reference.
Yeah, so let's move on now to the final match on the card. And as I said, what should be the main event? We have AJ Styles defending the WWE Championship against Shinsuke Knock Everybody in the Nuts Nakamura in a disqualification. A no disqualification match. No disqualification. So, what are you guys' thoughts on who is going to win this match? And I'm going to go to Dana first because I know she especially loved the Nakamura heel turn.
Knock them nuts, Mora. I don't care. Not even because like I don't care as in like, oh, this is going over my head, but because I love this whole thing and I love heel Nakamura so much that I don't care who wins. I just want to, you know, this feud to go all the way out till SummerSlam. So I'm excited for this. This is a match that, you know, again, something that we wanted, and unfortunately with WWE, we're going to get it day in and day out, and poor AJ Styles, you know, man parts, so if his cup is nice and secure. But you know what? I want I'm going to say this. I don't care who wins, but it would be refreshing if AJ Styles does win by doing the whole, you know, nut grabbing situation.
Yep.
And it ends up in a DQ. So, yeah. No, it's a no. The whole match is no DQ.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I want AJ Styles to, like, you know, punch him right back and, you know, get a good few kicks in there and a little, you know, arm forage, whatever, you know, whatever it is with arms. And, yeah, get a good punching bag on those nuts.
So you know, I find it interesting that you said that, because that is exactly what I was thinking should happen in this match. Yeah, because Nakamura has hit this guy in the balls at least 3 or 4 times now.
More than that. Did you see the house show that they did?
Oh, no.
They did the house show. Yeah, they did a house show. And then when Raw went off the air, they had them wrestle, and it ended the same way. Punched them in the ball. So every time they face each other, it always ends the same way. So AJ Styles should, you know, get some payback.
So I agree with that. I want to see them have an excellent back and forth match. You know, a lot more intense and over the top than their other matches that they've had in WWE so far. And then you have the match in with the low blow, and then maybe the Styles clash, and then that's it. It's over.
But a little bit more than just, you know, knocking in the nuts. I want him to go like full. Remember when Flair used to be just full heel and would poke him in the eye and do all these different dirty tricks back in like the 90s and 80s? That's what I want Nakamura to do.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, Nakamura, he needs to do a lot of that. So that'll be funny. Yeah. So, yeah, I definitely I do want AJ to win. And what will more than likely happen in this match, because it is a non-disqualification match. If he does win in that fashion, what I imagine happening is right after he wins, Samoa Joe comes out there and beats the hell out of him, like immediately after it ends, because you know Samoa Joe will be upset since he lost to Roman Reigns earlier in the night, so he got to take out his frustration on somebody. So AJ Styles.
Nuts. Nuts. Everyone comes out and just starts beating on his nuts. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, that's possible. So we'll see. Well, okay. Ricky, who do you have winning this match?
I need more time to think about it.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to Adam next then.
Nakamura.
Oh, whoa.
Nakamura. He needs to win already. He needs to. This is for the title. He needs to get it. He needs to get it and run with it. And remember, heels always make better champions. So you could do a lot more with them when they get away with cheating and stuff. And AJ's had it for a while.
See, I agree exactly where you're coming from, because it does feel like AJ's had that belt for a while. It also feels like if AJ wins, I mean, I don't know if you continue having these guys face against each other. They already have had 3 matches this month that have been televised, you know, because WrestleMania was also earlier this month, and then you had the Greatest Royal Rumble match, and then you had this match. So already 3 matches with the title involved. So I would think, you know, if you give it to Nakamura, then you could have AJ try to go after him and get his rematch, because everybody's supposed to get a rematch. But we'll see. What I think is that, you know, a lot of people who are placing bets on these matches I'm pretty sure everybody is betting that AJ Styles is going to win. So if Vince should screw people over and go in the opposite direction with a lot of these matches just to get the one up on everybody thinking that certain things are going to happen. But, you know.
So many people are betting on Backlash. Oh, so many.
AJ Styles. AJ Styles. They all want AJ Styles to win. All right, Ricky. So you got your pick now?
Yeah, I had to get some thought because originally my thought was with Joe cutting that promo that, okay, obviously Joe's not going to face Nakamura one-on-one for the championship because that's heel versus heel and all that stuff. And if you'll remember, Joe cut that promo to AJ.
Yeah.
He did, so,
but here's the thing: Nakamura came out while after he cut the promo, and you know that's why.
His thing, yes.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm the gears are starting to spin in my head as you guys are talking, and I'm thinking, you know what? Maybe it's not as obvious as I think. So I'm gonna say that towards the end of the match, AJ Styles does hit a low blow on Nakamura, you know, to get a little bit of sweet justice there. But I still think Joe comes out and distracts AJ, and Nakamura wins the title. And and if you'll remember, AJ will have a rematch clause, so that would turn it into a triple threat for whatever next pay-per-view they have. So that's how they can play that. And then, you know, you can have Nakamura retain it there and then have the program be strictly AJ versus Samoa Joe, while Nakamura defends against someone else and moves on to something else. But I really think that if they don't put the strap on Nakamura, then they're wasting all this, you know, all this work that he's done. So I'm gonna say Nakamura wins it, obviously through nefarious means. And it would be great because I love both wrestlers, AJ and Nakamura, and hell Joe. I love them too. And but I think AJ's had the belt for a while. It's time to give Nakamura a chance to shine. And I hope I hope it's on Sunday.
Yeah,
I mean, and I want to make an observation that you made that last year at Backlash, Nakamura made his main roster pay-per-view debut.
Yep.
So what fitting way to show that what he's done in the year than to have him win the belt, you know, a year later. Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
Oh no, I agree with that. And you know, the overall reception to the heel turn. Everybody that I know loves the heel turn. They love the new music that they gave Nakamura as well. So I do think, yeah, if you don't give this guy the belt, that would be a waste of a lot of things because it feel like that heel turn was the start of something new. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, excellent observations across the board from all of you. So we'll have to see how the pay-per-view turns out. Hopefully there will be no controversy after the pay-per-view about women not being allowed to compete on the card, so on and so forth, you know. But yes, we don't have to worry about that. So
no, we don't. We just have to worry about boring matches. Yay,
yes.
equality.
Absolutely. So I wanted to ask if you guys have any other thoughts of things that you wanted to speak on. Any other topics in WWE? I did want to say a little quick thing about the Finn Balor situation because I saw the match that he had with Seth Rollins this past week on Raw. It was a great match. However, I saw that exact same match at the Raw that came here to Atlanta before WrestleMania, and it wasn't for a title. It was another good match, but same outcome. So I don't know what the hell they're doing with Finn Balor. You know, I don't know why he's not going to be getting moved to SmackDown, at least not right now. Because feels like Raw is the land of giants. So I don't know what the hell Finn Balor is doing on that show. If you don't have any intent of doing anything with the character, he doesn't do the demon gimmick anymore, none of that stuff. So I don't know what they're doing with that. Obviously, he has that attire now that everybody, you know, he's all about equality. So if that continues to sell, if that sells well, then I guess that's why you have him on Raw, I guess. But I don't know what they're doing with him. But yeah, I just was going to ask again. So you guys have any other things you want to speak on from this week in wrestling?
Nah, I don't know what they're doing with him. I feel like there's just too many people. What was it? Triple H came out recently and said that they had some 400 something performers.
220.
There you go.
Ooh.
I doubled that. 220. That's a lot. And I don't know how large their writing staff is, but I'm sure it's not enough to give everybody in this crew, you know, valid storylines, and it just doesn't work. So you're gonna have some slip through the cracks, and some that are just in limbo. And I think he's just there in limbo. He's a filler. And I think the same like with Bobby Lashley. You know, they're putting him up in the main matches and stuff because they have plans for him. But right now, it's more like just get his face out there, and then we'll figure something out as we go along.
I mean, I thought that when after WrestleMania, like a lot of storylines are supposed to be reset. A lot of other things are supposed to happen. They have some things going on. You know, the Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler thing is good. You have Samoa Joe going to SmackDown, getting all those people in the draft, which is great. I guess it takes time for them to come up with some of these ideas for how to actually do the storylines. But yeah, I mean, I will give them the benefit of the doubt for now. But yeah, I want to see what they have for some of these people moving forward. You know, Bobby Roode. This is a guy that when he got moved over to Raw and he's still a face, I'm like, why the hell is this guy still a face? I mean, they not know that in NXT and in TNA, I mean, he's better as a heel, so I don't really understand why they're trying this face thing. All because of the Glorious thing.
I don't know. Maybe his merch is selling. Maybe he's over that way, or maybe they know that people are just going to keep singing, you know, his song and the whole thing. So they're like, "I will just let it be."
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. So, how about you, Ricky? Any other thoughts?
Yeah. So the couple actually. One is I don't know if Dana mentioned this, but I guess Pete Dunne is going to be a father. Run this year. Yeah, they just announced that. I guess like his wife or girlfriend or whatever is expecting. I think in November of this year. So congratulations to him on that. The other thing is this is also NXT related. Is what the hell is with Kona Reeves? Like what was that?
Okay, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. And since you brought that up, this is a question that I will also direct towards Adam and Dana to also answer. What the hell?
He was there. He was there before, but he was just, you know, Kona Reeves. He was a guy from Hawaii. He didn't really have much of a gimmick. It was just him. Then he took some time off, whatever, and they reworked him, and now he has this pretty boy type weird gimmick. But he was there for a little bit.
Oh, I know that he had different names too. It's just that like he has like zero charisma, and you know.
Oh man! Oh, what's his name? Oh, he's a tag partner with he's the former UFC guy. What's his name? He's in the Indies and he's in PWG. Oh, and he wrestles with Matanza. Jeff Cobb. He's his partner. Oh shit. Man, it'll come to me later. But he's like that gimmick. If I could, once I figure it out, the name.
Well, you're thinking of, was it Dalton Castle?
No.
No, but I know that I figured like Kona Reeves, kind of like people saying that like he's a mix of like Johnny Mundo and what's his face from Los Ingobernables.
Oh man.
Oh my God! Hold on. I gotta find it.
Wait, no, it's not Chuck Taylor.
Well, I'll tell you what. While you figure that information out, I do have another question for you, Adam, because I asked Ricky this question, and maybe you can answer this as well, Dana. What the hell is up? What the hell is up with the name War Raiders? Why do they have that name? It just sounds so retarded.
They're rating wars. Come on now, you got the God Award. Now you got the Raider Awards.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, because
War Machine wasn't any better. So
well,
no, because then it sounds like a Marvel thing. So I kind of understand. And plus, you have the other guy who like tried to kill his wife. So I don't blame them for that. It's just War Raiders. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either. And here's another NXT related question that any of you can answer. So we already know in the past that Triple H has had success getting a whole bunch of wrestlers to bring them over to WWE. Who do you think the next person is that they may try to recruit to bring over? Because like Ricky mentioned, Kona Reeves. I saw this guy. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? You know, I'm curious. I'm curious and a little concerned about some of the other people that they have in the future. The people they have there now are great, but we already know some of those people are going to get called up in the next year or two.
Well, remember they just signed Keith Lee, so
okay.
You have that going. I remember, and also back in April, which isn't too far ago, they signed a bunch of people from India. So I don't think they need to sign more people. And then they signed people from Saudi Arabia. They need to.
Matt Riddle. Yeah. Sorry, that's who he is. That's what I think they're building his character off of, Matt Riddle. If you look him up, Matt Riddle.
The guy that I was thinking was Hiromu Takahashi. If you look up a picture of him, it looks very similar. The thing is that you can't take a guy as bland as Kona Reeves and just throw a sport coat on him and a chain and then just have him say over and over, "My name is Kona Reeves, I'm the finest," and have that get over. Because he wasn't doing any real character work at all. He was just like, "Oh, I'm going to be aggressive in the ring, and I'm just going to keep saying I'm the finest." Like, no, like you're not. You're doing it all wrong. Like, I don't know, man. It's a disaster. They need to stop trying to make Kona Reeves happen, because I've seen him before in NXT, and just underwhelming all around.
Well, hey, I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Not only that, while looking this up, I found, if anybody wants to go later on YouTube, Jeff Cobb versus Keith Lee. Pretty good match. Jeff Cobb is the Monster Matanza from Lucha Underground. He just did a moonsault and a shooting star press back to back, and that dude is pretty big. So it's always impressive to see that.
Cool.
I'll post it in here. But yeah, did you guys see it, Matt Riddle? Anybody look?
I haven't checked for that.
Yeah.
When you see him, that's what I think of. Like, that's what they're going with this guy's new gimmick. And that's what they do, though. It's like, well, if we can't get this guy, then we'll just make him up. We'll make our own version.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Vince would approve. Yeah, definitely create it so that we don't have to. I don't want you to acquire anything from someone else. So, yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see. All right. So, any final thoughts before we wrap up tonight's show?
Yes. Can I just say one thing about Ronda Rousey? Ever since ever since WrestleMania ended, they just kind of buried her whole thing, her whole everything, and she's just become very boring. They don't seem to have anything to do with her.
Well, that's it. Creative has nothing for you. That's the whole thing. It's like,
how do you build up this woman and like for months? Oh my God, she's here. It's gonna be amazing, and she's full time. This is gonna be so great, and then nothing.
Because the problem.
Well, just remember this. She is full time, except not in Saudi Arabia, because they don't allow that type of they don't allow the women to even be wrestling or even be on TV for that matter over there. So, but yeah, continue. Go ahead.
What I was gonna say was that the thing with Ronda Rousey that seems like that she, they're saying that she's full time and she's gonna be there every week and all that, but they're not putting her in matches. They're putting her in short promos or having her be at ringside. You're not actually seeing her fight, and it's almost like a Brock Lesnar type of thing. And I don't like it. I want more Ronda in the ring.
Well,
And
well, you know what their rebuttal will be when you talk to a WWE writer or Vince. They're going to say, well, hey, we need to build her up. Obviously, we're going to have her face off against Natalya, because Natalya is the one that trained her when she was wrestling. So they're putting her in matches with people that have worked with her to make it a little bit more safe, to get her more acclimated to, I guess, wrestling in front of people like that. I have no idea.
Well, wouldn't the best way for you to learn how to wrestle in front of people is to wrestle in front of people instead of just going, by ringside and holding Natty's hair or something? It's just, I don't get it.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. 100% right. I guess they want to try to keep her protected for a little bit. But, Adam is a huge Ronda Rousey fan. Adam, so
I think
you agree
the
with
same thing. It's the same thing. They just have nothing for her. This is what they do. They want to put them in front of the camera, but they have no direction for these people yet. I thought they were working on something with Mickie James for her, because that's the other thing. It's if you're going to put someone green like her, she has to work with people with experience that know how to get people over, and Mickey's one of them. And what you call it? Oh man, I'm blanking on her name. Her buddy, the Heart. Oh man, Natalya. That's another one. You definitely want to partner up. She's not. It's not all BS. She is training her. So that's good. And let them travel on the road together and learn the ropes and learn the biz and go that road and see what happens. But
I think it's like Ricky said. Like, they treat her like Brock Lesnar special attraction. So, like, you have this pay-per-view Backlash. They're like, well, whatever. This is just a regular pay-per-view. But if this was a Survivor Series or SummerSlam or WrestleMania, oh, yeah, they're going to make a big deal. Oh, she has a match. And at that same time, Brock will also be on the card, because they want more people to see that event instead of these other pay-per-views. So I guess, I don't know. But, yeah, she should be wrestling. If she's there full-time, she should be wrestling on a regular schedule like everybody else. Yeah. So I don't understand. I don't understand what that whole what this whole thing is here, but it is what it is.
And people, also, I might just be projecting, but people are going to be resenting Ronda Rousey if it's going to just be a thing of like, oh, she'll only wrestle if it's WrestleMania or SummerSlam or Survivor Series or Royal Rumble, and that's it. I want to see her regularly. Granted, I think it's good that they don't have her wrestle every week.
Yeah,
they need to build her up into it, and you don't want to overexpose her. You need to remind people that she's part of the roster, that she's not a part-timer. So,
absolutely. Well, we'll see.
Oh, and one more thing really quickly, because I know you guys were like filled with so much excitement, and then WrestleMania happened, and then, things just got discombobulated. Remember the mixed match challenge?
Yeah.
Yay! The Miz and Asuka actually ended up winning, and $100,000 went to the Rescue Dogs Rock, and all the other charities got $10,000 as a consolation prize. So, yay, mixed match!
Called it that all the charities were going to win.
10,000. Wait, hold on. Only 10,000. WWE, didn't they just make millions of dollars off this Saudi Arabia?
That check hasn't cleared yet.
Oh, it hasn't cleared.
Check has to clear. No, you got to, gotta wait a week or so in that bank.
Okay,
so it has to clear. So but
that's for the shareholders.
Yeah, Vince.
To go into XFL, since they're all of a sudden, part of the same company now.
Actually, that's a good point. You'll notice that the XFL announcement was made, and all of a sudden, boom, Saudi Arabia show. We need the money. Give us the money.
Oh, that's so sad. So they're basically pouring. Remember, it's like $200 million, which will go like into FXL. Oh, that's so crappy. That's so disappointing.
Yep, that explains
and it's gonna fail. Ooh, okay.
See that? You guys made the connection. So
I can't wait until we get the greatest WrestleMania in North Korea. That's coming. They have no soul. They'll sell anything for the money.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then they'll have Finn Balor, with his current Rainbow stuff, have it on Raw the week before the Saudi Arabia event, and then the week after the event it returns after Greatest Royal Rumble. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yep. Oh, and really quickly, sadly, remember Enzo Amore? Remember he was like, "Oh, he's cleared. He's all right." Apparently, this explains why nobody's signing him, and while he's retiring, he is still under investigation. There may be some new charges coming.
Oh, here we go. I don't know why. Well, now we understand the significance of his Twitter posts with the sneakers hanging from the thing. He's quitting wrestling, but I guess he's gonna quit life also. So,
oh dear.
I hope he don't do that, but I don't know. It's ridiculous.
He quit wrestling.
We wish him well. Oh yeah, he's done.
Yeah, remember he said that.
But in my personal opinion, he quit the minute that he was in NXT because he didn't have no finishing move, nothing. That finishing move that they gave him when the cruiserweight, like what the hell kind of move is that? So yeah.
This thing with Enzo, that it's really crazy how it turned out like this, but he had a huge ego, and he was always bragging about all the followers that he had on Twitter and Instagram or whatever. I got over 1 million followers. What do you have? And things like that. And now it means nothing to the point where he just said peace out, and he's off of social media altogether. This is hopefully he recovers from this wake up call.
Yeah, hopefully so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Yep. Oh, and I know you guys are going to get really excited about this, so just try to stay seated. Don't scream. This weekend, 2K Sports is going to officially start their motion capture for 2K19.
Yeah! Another disappointing game in our future, Yeah, this is excellent news. So if they're just starting it now, man, hey, that means that Adam Cole and them will be in the game. That's amazing.
2K19, just a slight upgrade from 2K18, which was just a slight upgrade from 2K17, and so on and so forth. I can't wait to see what features they take out of 2K19 and add to make room for what they're adding to it, because they do that every year. They add something and get rid of something else.
And you know what? Since you brought that up, in the future, we will do a show and we will talk about these wrestling video games that we've played, the good ones as well as the bad ones.
Please remaster No Mercy, please.
Yes, no mercy. That's right. We got to talk about that.
Please. That's all I want, please.
We're never getting there.
If the two Koreas can have peace, I can at least have my day.
It's never happening. I'm sorry.
Well, there you go.
If that was ever in the works, that would have been in works. That would have happened.
It's gonna happen. I'm telling you.
Shoot.
The greatest wrestling game of all time.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. All right, so I think that concludes our show for this evening. We thank you all for listening, checking out the show. So Dana, do you have any shout outs that you want to give?
Yeah, shout out to everybody listening who listens later and tolerates us, and just thank you overall.
Absolutely. How about you, Adam? Any shout outs?
Yeah, shout out to the listeners, the viewers. Shout out to you guys. Shout out to everybody that loves watching wrestling. Shout out to people over at Throwdown and the Koalition and just everybody. Let's have a good weekend, and let's hope for the best for Backlash.
Absolutely. How about you, Ricky? Any shout outs from you?
Yeah, I think, and I mean this with all sincerity, I want to give a shout out to all the children that attended the Greatest Royal Rumble, because at least they had fun. I saw a whole lot of, and I know I'm bitching and ranting about this show, that at least you could see the genuine joy on them, seeing their favorite wrestlers and all that. And I thought that was cool. I didn't quite care for everything else as far as the show, the Greatest Royal Rumble goes. But it was cool to see the kids, to see a show that for them they probably never would have imagined seeing up close in person. So, you know, and it kind of like, you know, maybe this is the adult in me talking, but like seeing like the joy in the little kids watching wrestling brings me back to when I was a kid, and you know, going to my first show. Like I think I went to it was a house show in Boston Garden. Went with my dad, and it was a lot of fun, and I was happy for those kids at that show. So shout out to them, and a GFY to those that didn't enjoy it. You know, the rich entitled people who had their backs turned.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, we're still here.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
Don't start any wars.
I know.
We love you all.
I think it's good. I think it's good. But yeah, no. And shout out also to you know, all our listeners and people who are watching the show or listening to it. You know, check out more of the Koalition stuff. And yeah, enjoy wrestling.
Absolutely. Very well said. Shout out to all of the listeners. If you're listening now or later, we appreciate your continued support. Shout out to the Patreons supporters as well. Shout out to the Throwdown crew also. And everybody that is watching Backlash, feel free to let us know what you think of the show. You know, we definitely will talk about that next week. But thank you all for your continued support. And we will talk to you all again next week.
Laters.
Later.